Jerry, what were you gonna say? You were so like, start recording right now.
I thought JoJo was going to share something insightful about how Among Us shouldn't have gotten as big as it did, but because we were in a pandemic and nobody was really doing anything else at the time.
Since you brought that up,
I mean, yeah,
Fortnite, I personally believe the creators of the game made a deal with the devil because people are still playing it. Even though it's the same thing over and over again.
Wait. First, Among Us. Jerry's completely right because it came out in 2018 and no one cared until 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But I do think it was it came to mobile, like anyone can play it. It was super accessible and it was something great you could do with your friends. Fortnite, now, it's not though. Like, they're constantly doing things to like keep it fresh, and I think that's why it's the one. Morally, are they treating their workers right to get this product and this outcome? Maybe not. Probably not. But they're the one battle royale or like live service game that is continually like updating and adding new mechanics. Like this season came with drones and a hammer that you could like slam on the ground and it launches you into the air. So you could do combos where like you launch into the air and then like land on someone else and just you bonk them. Mm-hmm. You give them a little bonk.
Little bonk on the head.
They really got this grown 25-year-old man over here singing Fortnite's praises.
Yeah.
Unashamed too.
I know what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about today?
Our 1,000-hour games.
I don't have a 1,000-hour game.
Josiah,
I'm serious?
How dare you have touched grass? How dare you have a life?
Sorry, I have a life. I don't know. No game other than Outer Wilds has ever truly captivated me, and like in the way that I'd want to play it. Let me rephrase that. Like, I'd say Portal and Outer Wilds have both been like I fell in love immediately, but they're short games.
And they don't have a lot of replayability.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them once I've beaten them. If I'd fallen in love with a game like Elden Ring, then I might be like, oh, I spent so much time, or Minecraft. But there's just no game. I mean, my friends forced me to play Sea of Thieves for probably 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't like that game.
Well, surely you played Smash Bros. For 1,000 hours.
Yes, but not happily. With friends, maybe. I plan to start playing Smash Bros. For 1,000 hours in the summer.
Yeah.
So your goal by the end of the summer, you get 1,000 hours logged in Smash?
Yeah, I'm actually not going to do anything with my life. I'm just going to wake up, play Smash Bros. And go to sleep.
I'm sure Mom and Dad would love that.
Oh, yeah. I know how I said I was going to work and stuff, but actually I'm just going to play Smash Bros, Mom. Please don't kick me out of the house.
Win a tournament and...
Exactly. I'll just pay it all back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you really think that Fortnite is a game worth putting 1,000 hours into?
I mean, I put over 1,000 hours into it already, so...
How about how much money?
Don't even worry about it.
How much of that time was because you wanted to play? Because I know there were outside factors for a while.
Did someone force you to play Smash Bros?
Fortnite.
Yes.
No, I forced you to play Smash Bros.
Jeremiah forced me to play Smash Bros, but...
Maybe half. But, I mean, sitting at, 1,400 hours right now. So, I mean, that's still...
That is a lot of hours.
700 hours where I was willingly playing. Yeah, I don't know. I just, like... Live service games are really struggling because they can't... For a live service game, you need a fun gameplay loop, but then you also need, like, fun and exciting updates that don't disrupt that gameplay loop. And that is that's really hard to balance. And I feel like Fortnite is the only game that's actually done that.
Wrong. Pokemon since 1993.
Pokemon is not a live service game. Checkmate, liberals.
It's just there's better games. It's like, sure, you can play that, I suppose, but there's literally better games, I guess.
I didn't say it was the best game of all time.
That's true. You didn't say that. I just, like, when I think, okay, I hop on the Xbox or whatever, do I either play a single-player game that's amazing, Minecraft, with, like, friends, or Fortnite with friends? Yeah. Fortnite is the least appealing of those three options.
You think I have friends?
So you play Fortnite alone?
Yes.
You still have the option of
worse.
You have the option.
Solo.
You have option one.
I played
option
solo.
one.
Wait, hear me out. Hear me out. For example, I just beat Hogwarts Legacy. Absolutely amazing game, right? Am I gonna hop into another emotional, like, long form story game? No,
Yes.
I can't handle that emotionally. I need a little breaky break. So I'm gonna hop on my Fortnite. I'm gonna go get my victory royale,
no,
and I'm gonna let myself still play games, still chill a little bit, and then when I'm emotional, you don't get game hangover or book or movie hangovers.
Okay, I have had game hangover for a little while
and that's
now.
why that's where games like Fortnite are great, because like you can just you can still play games, but you don't have to be emotionally invested. You just jump on, you play a game, and then you move back to the more emotionally investing games. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me personally in my gaming life, I haven't really played too many single player games. So me and my friends, we just jump from live game to live game. What's a live game, just to make sure I'm saying the right thing?
So it'd be like Apex Legends, Destiny, what was that new one that came out and almost immediately crashed? Rumbleverse.
Something continuously being updated?
Yeah.
So the cycle is usually we go from like Sea of Thieves to Minecraft to Rainbow Six Siege to Apex Legends. Usually those 4 games. We just kind of rotate, So all I'm saying is I just don't understand going back to the same thing. Like, I'm not against, I guess, playing like games that don't really change that much, but it's just like you're playing the same game.
They add new features. I literally said they add new features to keep it fresh, though.
But how fresh does it really keep it?
Yeah.
Fresh enough to keep you playing.
Listen,
Fresh enough to keep you playing.
Listen,
Okay.
I put 1,000 hours. I put 1,000 hours into that game.
Whatever, man.
People have put thousands of hours into that game.
But how much money have they put into that game?
Thousands. Not me. But at a good estimate, I'd say I've probably dropped about maybe 250 on Fortnite in total over the course of almost 6 years now.
I disagree with your game of choice, Elijah, but I agree with you in the sense
sentiment, yeah.
that games like Fortnite are important in the sense that consoles like the Switch are important. I don't think Fortnite, unless you're like Ninja, is like your go-to, I want to play this game day in, day out. But like you said earlier, you go through an intense emotional journey. You just want something to relax and just have dumb, stupid fun to like reset for your next
your
next game
adventure. Yeah,
just like nobody wants the Switch. That's nobody's first choice of console, but it's what everybody gets because it doesn't cost $500-600.
And you can take it on trips, and it's very nice to play on airplanes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And it's like everybody's secondary console.
yeah.
So I accept your premise.
As
I
like
disagree
a
with your
secondary
game of
background
choice.
game. Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, we disagree with conclusion. This is
All
a
I'm
logical
saying
argument now.
Is that I'm constantly fighting you guys in Smash Bros. When was the last time you 1v1 me'd in Fortnite?
When was the last time you said show up in Fortnite?
I'll literally 1v1 you in Fortnite.
Right
Not
now?
today.
No,
'cause we're
right
doing
now. Download the mobile version. Let's play on cloud.
Oh, man.
While we're having the podcast.
Yeah, we're just going to play a quick little round of Fortnite.
No, which that's the thing is like, I know I joke, but like, I know neither of you really enjoy it. So it's like, what's the point of being like, hey, jump on this game you don't like so I can kill you for 30 minutes?
I'll play with you.
I'll play with you, too. I'm
don't
cracked
know.
at Fortnite. I can't, like, crank the 90s, but...
I am not cracked at Fortnite. There's so much going on. I feel like an old man when I play Fortnite.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fortnite, the devs at Fortnite are so smart. Because now, this is something I talk about a lot, is the us versus them mentality. Humanity, we want to, like, we're very loyal to what we have, right? So this is where we get our Xbox versus PlayStation, our Android versus iPhone. My plastic box is better than your plastic box. It's the us versus them. So what Fortnite has done now is they have the building and the no building mode. And the no building mode, I think, really saved the game because it's almost an entirely different experience than the building mode. And so now you have two camps of people, one that likes the building mode and one that likes the no building mode. And you get that us versus them. And there's so much, like, I see so much internet fighting of no building mode is better, no building bed is better. Imagine playing building mode in 2023. Like, it's the us versus them, and it's keeping the conversation going, which is keeping the game alive. It was an incredibly smart move.
I think no building version is better.
Same here. Also, I think they should delete the game.
No, listen.
I think no building is better. I also think no game is best.
I typically play the no building now. Like, there was a point back when I was younger where I was cranking the 90s. And I would enjoy a good build battle, but it's just so much simpler. I just run and I just shoot.
Well, maybe then to transition the conversation so I can stop hating on Fortnite, what is the best live game? Definitely not Overwatch.
I'm sorry.
Don't say
it's
Fortnite, I swear. I will continue to
Statistically,
bash this game
Fortnite.
into the ground.
It's statistically, it's Fortnite. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this subject. Live service games are dying. Like, they got really popular because of games like Fortnite. Everybody threw out a live service game, and look at what's happening now. They're all dying. They're all shutting down, except for Fortnite. And I think there are a couple exceptions. Like, Destiny's still putting out games, but it's very, like, narrative-driven. Mm-hmm. And then Apex is putting out games, but now even reports that I've seen, at least, or rumors that I've seen, is that Apex is starting to struggle.
Yeah, I was a pretty big part, or not a pretty big part of, that's stupid. I was in no way important to the development of Apex in any way.
I really helped build this game.
I'll make it into what it is. No, I was really into Apex for a long time, like 3 years, and it just, something's off, man. Something changed, and I put it down, and I haven't picked it back up.
Yeah, and, like, so here's the thing. Like, with Fortnite, I put it down, I won't play it for a few months, and then I'll play it religiously, for a month or two. Mm-hmm. And I stay in that because, like, you don't play for a couple months, you go back, and after, week to week, the changes aren't that much. But season to season, like, if you miss a couple seasons and go back, there's a ton of new stuff to do and try. Oh, yeah, there's, like, they're like augments now, and you can get 4 per game. And it's little things like this to keep it fresh. And, like, I know you don't like Fortnite, but like Jerry said, statistically, it's the one that's, like, sticking around. And
It's because they got all the 12-year-olds.
I guess I'm just more frustrated because of how everyone keeps playing it.
Wait, I'm sorry. They had the 12-year-olds, and now it's the 30-year-old dads.
No!
No, really.
No.
There's a huge shift in the player base.
You're not even wrong, though.
Yeah, they had people your age, JoJo, when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And then as they started leaving, a lot of the older people were like, hey, what's this Fortnite thing? I should try it. And now it's like 30, 40-year-old dads are giving it a try, and they're like, wait, our kids have been playing this the whole time? This is a really good game.
We should get Dad on Fortnite so
We
he can
should
get off
get
of
your dad on
Overwatch.
Fortnite.
You know Ismo? Mm-mm. I'm trying not to say his real name. That's his nickname.
Yeah.
He plays Fortnite now, and him and John talk about it like day in, day out. He's like 55, and John's like younger than me. He just turned 21 not that long ago. They're talking about Fortnite and all the cool, like, skins and stuff they got and how super awesome the hammer is and all that. And I'm like, why is this spreading to the older generations?
Yeah.
And he showed up listening to, Ismo is like a hard punk rock, like, metal kind of guy. He showed up listening to, like, Britney Spears.
Oh my
The other day, I was like, no, they're getting him. The old generation.
Yeah, and so, you know, like, and there's a lot of, like, podcast hosts that I listen to, and for years they were like, man, Fortnite sucks, Fortnite's awful, Fortnite's for 12-year-olds, and now they're like, Fortnite's the best game. Fortnite's so good.
It hurts my heart.
Like, video game podcast hosts that I watch that have been playing, you know, have put thousands of hours into games.
I guess I'm just, like, literally, like, 3 years ago, when Fortnite was still maybe it was just like 2 years ago. Maybe I'm going too far back, but I was just very frustrated because I wanted to move on to other games,
And your friends
and my
wouldn't let
friends
you.
were just all on Fortnite. And I was
Yeah,
like, guys,
which-
let's play something new.
That's not fair to you. You
It's
got
trauma.
burned out because you were forced to play, and that sucks. But I think if you gave it another chance without your friends,
Never.
like just jump into a solo game, no build, right? Get yourself some augments, get yourself the hammer. Just see what happens.
I don't know, man.
See,
Listen.
that's the thing. Friends only. That's why I don't play with people, because then I can play whatever I want. I can sit and I can play Fortnite for as long as I want, or as little as I want. I can play 10 games. I can play one. No one's holding me back. And then I can go play something else, you know? Mm-hmm. Anyway, if you guys can't tell, I'm not the biggest fan of multiplayer games.
That's just how Elijah and I grew up, though. I mean, we grew up in that age where there was pretty much only single-player games. If you wanted a good story, it was a single-player game.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's just be real. Like, Fortnite has a story, but it's...
Trash.
Yeah. It's... I mean, it's not trash, but it's also not...
Mid.
Yeah.
It's mid.
It's mid. It has some cool moments. It has some... Meh.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about the Fortnite story, and I don't want to.
I'll get you one day.
Oh, yeah.
You want to
I
talk about...
remember- Sorry.
You go ahead. I'm going to change, like, the topic. Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
I also might change the topic, but I'll take your offer. You remember when I went and visited you in college and you just, like, info dumped on me for, like, 4 hours straight about Overwatch lore?
No, but I believe it.
Yeah, it was the first time when I went there to go, like, to see about scholarships and auditions and all that stuff, and I stayed with you. I was in your top bunk. Also, I was smoking in your room. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
And yeah, you were playing Overwatch, and while you were playing Overwatch, you info dumped on me about Overwatch lore for like 4 hours.
See, Overwatch lore goes hard, though.
Want to know a great game, a great multiplayer game that does have great lore? Black Ops Zombies. Hear me out.
You don't have to convince
Hear me
us
out.
about that.
Yeah, see, I've also put 1,000 hours into zombies.
I'll say that's like a fun... I've watched the hour-long videos of just Black Ops Zombies lore.
It's hard for me because, like, there's something else, too. Oh, Game of Thrones. I won't watch Game of Thrones because, seasons 1 through 7 are really good, but season 8 is hot doo-doo garbage water.
Ooh.
So for me, it's like, is it worth putting the time in to invest all this time if the payoff at the end isn't going to be good? That's the same way I feel about zombies, is like, the lore is so good until the end, which is hot doo-doo garbage water.
Oh, yeah, because it was like, how did it end again? Samantha left with...
Yes.
Samantha
So,
killed everyone, right, or something?
BO4, from what I know, was supposed to be 12 maps. It got cut down to 8, I believe.
Shysted. Gypped.
And they got rushed, and their budget got cut. And so, like, we were supposed to get the Great War. And it's very obvious from the other games that that's where it was going. And then what we actually got was about a 5-second, like, PowerPoint slide of the Great War. And then what actually happened is... we didn't even have our main characters in the last map. It was the Victus, the side crew, that you played as, while our characters were sitting around drinking and talking about what they wanted to do after the war was over. And then you find out that Nikolai had poisoned all the alcohol, and that the only way for them to save the universe and stop the zombies and the apothecans was for them all to die. So they all died, and Samantha and Eddie went off to this new universe without the zombies and the apothecans. And then you know what? The new universe had zombies and apothecans, and their sacrifice meant nothing.
it sounds like they had a cop-out ending and then decided, oh shoot, we can still milk this and we need more money. Surprise! It's always frustrating to see a really good story have such a bad ending.
Because of a shameless cash grab.
Now, transitioning to Breaking Bad. That ending was perfect.
Actually think we should transition to Smash Bros.
Huh?
I know we talked about Smash Bros a little bit in our previous episode, but like we can deep dive. We can talk combos. We can talk frame rates. We can talk about Smash Bros lore.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can, but, like, what can we talk about that somebody else already hasn't done better? In terms of Smash Bros.
Who says better?
Fair enough.
In response to that, I will say, if people's listening to these podcasts, they're probably not listening to hear what we say about certain things, probably listening because it's us, right? That's what I always assumed. There's like a million D&D podcasts out there, but I'm listening because I like the people doing it, not because I think, oh, the story's super good.
Oh,
Something
okay.
like that.
Just roast us. That's fine.
No, your story is super good.
Roast us.
That's fine.
That's fine.
It is what it is,
No,
man.
what I love about
No, you
the
know what?
podcast
You're
I
just
listen
lying to us right now,
is because
and I don't appreciate that.
it
I
is the
appreciate
good
you being real.
No,
No,
it's cool.
your podcast is
Roast.
a wombo combo.
No.
Your podcast is a wombo combo because it has a great story and a lot of fun, and I love all the people doing it. Mm-hmm. So it's... Anywho, I just think if someone's listening to this podcast, it's probably not because they want to hear our opinion on everything.
Yeah.
Actually, it probably is. Anywho, they don't care about it.
If
okay.
you can't tell, Josiah is the youngest, and we both hate him a little more than we should.
They won't let me on the main podcast. So I have to come to all the side ones. If you want to hear more of me, you should pay money and listen to the one Jerry's DMing. It's fine.
If you want them to hear more of you, you better shut up and do what you're told.
On the next episode of Adventures in Surge,
I don't know.
Josiah is no longer on the podcast.
Jojo and I had a very impassioned conversation on Fortnite. Mm-hmm. What are you passionate about, Jeremiah?
Alcohol.
There's got to be another.
Graphical fidelity and older consoles? I don't know.
Oh no! Wait, that is what you're
just
passionate
opened
about.
up a can of worms.
So actually, you should share.
Wait, I do have a question.
Yeah.
We know you've put 1,000 hours into Smash Bros.
6,000, but continue.
Okay, across the whole franchise. Almost 2,000 in Ultimate by itself, right?
I'm pretty sure I've put in, like, I could be wrong. Never mind. I'll look at the stats again. But
Because last I saw, you were at 1,600 hours on Smash Bros.
okay.
But that was like 2 months ago.
Okay.
So I'm sure it's gone up.
400
I know it's
hours in
done.
that time.
Okay. Maybe I'm just tripping. 6,000 is probably not realistic across the whole franchise. It's a highball number.
Well, I think, let's say on estimate, you've played as much of the other 4 main games. Well, I guess, because we didn't really play the original. We have, but not that often. But between Melee, Brawl, Wii U.
All right.
You know, if you put around 1,500 hours, that puts you just at 6,000.
All right. I'll take it. Sorry. Continue.
What other game have you put 1,000 hours into besides Smash Bros?
I don't know that any other game,
Or maybe franchise. if
What
you wanna-
about Link? Legend of Zelda.
Zelda, I probably spent just under 1,000 hours playing Zelda games. The thing is like, I really enjoy solid story-driven single-player games, which is why I'm more of a fan of the 3D Zelda games, which are very linear, except for Breath of the Wild, of course, and not so much a fan of the 2D Zelda games, which are more open-ended, and they're like, it's that contrast of like, ooh, I get to do whatever I want, but also I don't get a really clear picture of what's happening here. So what I tend towards are probably not games that anyone would put 1,000 hours into. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, like, any franchise, because, like, zombies, here's the thing. I've definitely put 1,000 hours playing zombies as a whole, but that's across, like, 6 different games, maybe.
Yeah. I think Pokemon,
Yeah?
because I put in 500 hours on the Gen 4 game,
Ooh.
Pearl, And that was my first save file. And then
Yeah.
I deleted it when I got the action replay, rip my Empoleon and everything. And I have 220 hours logged right now.
So that's, what, 750 on one game?
Yeah, and that doesn't even count the time that we spent playing like Pokemon Battle Revolution on the Wii and Call.
The fact that we could take our DS Pokemon onto the Wii was so good.
It was the best thing in the world.
Like seeing that 2D Pokemon is 3D. So cool.
I'm so happy I was a dumb 8-year-old because I tried so hard to delete your save file so many times. Because you gave me your copy of Pearl to play on. I would just be so annoyed with restarting over and over again. So I tried to delete your file a lot, but I'm happy I didn't because it's when Jedediah deleted my Smash Bros. File. But
he deleted your Smash Bros.
Oh,
file?
I spent for the Super Smash Bros. Campaign or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It took me like a year and a half to beat because I was so busy. But I was so proud because it was one of the first like Nintendo games I ever beat.
Yeah.
So like this is sick. I'm gonna save this forever. And Jedediah deleted it, which Jedediah is my little brother.
Our little brother.
Just mine, not yours. Our little brother. And it was so frustrating. But if like 500 hours went down the drain because your little brother was dumb and was like, I want to play for longer. Ooh, that would have hurt.
No, I mean, I had held on to that save file for years. Sorry,
Oh,
wife.
hey, Kylee.
I did not, actually.
Points finger at him threateningly.
Yeah, come sit by me.
Yeah, we're mid-recording. You guys can just share a mic.
There
Oh, my
is no
hand.
conversation topic. We're just making it up as we go.
I'm trying to keep us as focused to our 1,000-hour games as possible.
I'm trying to take us off of the 1,000-hour games.
I don't know what that means.
Like a game we've put 1,000 hours into.
We talked about mine last time. It's still Hollow Knight.
Elijah said it was Fortnite, and we got into a nice little
We
argument.
had a long discussion on that.
See.
Sorry I'd saved that one Pokemon Pearl save file for forever because I was trying to fill out the National Pokedex. And I was trying to do it in a way that I did not have to cheat to do it, which, come to find out, I didn't have an original Game Boy, so I for sure couldn't catch, like, all of the Pokemon from Gen 1, then trade them up, Gen 2, Gen 3, yada, 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 so I could complete the National Dex. So once I found that out after, like, 520 hours, because I was under the assumption that every Pokemon was just inherently in the game so that you could catch them, I got the action replay and cheated. And then I was like, whoa, this is awesome. I can just rip through the game with level 100s. That would be so cool, right? And then I deleted my save file. I cheated like Shiny Arceus and Shaman and Darkrai and Cresselia and Charizard. And there was one more. Oh, I think I chose my starters and Fernape. And then I just rare candied them up all to level 100. And then blitzed through the game in like 3 hours. And afterwards was the most hollow, empty feeling. Because I was like, I really just deleted my original Pokemon and partners for that experience.
The question is why did you delete it? So I had a very similar story, except I beat it normally. Then I got the action replay and I just added Shiny Arceus to the game where I was,
I know, that would have been the logical thing to do, right? Right? But I didn't, so,
I've won, but at what cost?
So, Jojo, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned Sea of Thieves earlier and how you put almost 1,000 hours into it. And I know you're not the biggest fan because your friends forced you to play it, which again, that sucks. And nobody should put 1,000 hours into a game they don't want to play. But you got to see Sea of Thieves is one of those games that started as hot doo-doo water and over time has gotten really good, and you got to see a lot of that development. So what was that like?
A lot of me and my friend's relationship was they wanted to play the game how it's supposed to be played, which is you grind out for like 10 hours a day to get to Pirate Legend in a year or whatever. I don't know.
That's wild.
It was, that may be a gross overestimate, but it was just frustrating because it was so boring. And so I was always like, let's go fight people because it's hot doo-doo water. It's so boring. There's literally nothing exciting about this just for the Pirate Legend emblem. But it did eventually get better once they added the factions.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like it encouraged kind of more PvP instead of PvE.
Yeah.
Which was what all my friends wanted to do, and what like everyone on the server wanted to do was, oh, I just want to go do the quests and waste 5 hours getting chests and all those things.
Yeah.
And it really was bad. It was just very boring, not interesting gameplay. But once they added like the Reaper's Bounty and then other factions, if you wanted to do that, it was a lot more fun. And then everyone was very much like, ooh, let's be Reaper's Bounty because we can just find people on the map.
Yeah.
Where it's at now, though, is amazing. And it was very cool. I was the first one out of my friend group who got that game. Mm-hmm. So it was cool getting everyone into it, then playing it, then realizing, oh no, they just want to grind and do nothing for a really long time. But I'm currently going to start playing it actually again pretty soon.
Yeah. 'Cause they've had some, I'm guessing, some pretty big updates recently, right?
I actually lost track of the updates because what my friends would do, they would rotate from Fortnite to Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Like if they weren't playing Fortnite, they were playing Sea of Thieves and the other way around because they were always like, ooh, new update, let's go do it. And I would just tag along because I didn't want to do all the update stuff. So I was just kind of there for the ride. But I don't know. I really didn't keep up with the updates, but I did keep up with all the new combat stuff, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The arena
I remember
mode was
teaching
amazing.
me how to do the sword jump dash thing.
Yeah.
I still struggle with that.
Man, I put so much time into that game.
Well, I think we'll transition just kind of into what we've been playing and watching recently, but anyone else got anything else? Like, does anyone want to say anything else about a game they've put close to 1,000 hours into?
I'd like to retcon mine. I definitely haven't put 1,000 hours. It's just the game I've spent the most time on.
I honestly think you will, though. As much as you love the game.
Yes. You know what? This is my promise. I will be spending a lot of time on that game.
And another thing we were talking about, like, JoJo and I talked about zombies for just a couple minutes. Like, we've both probably put close to 1,000 hours across the series as a whole. Or same thing with Jerry as with Pokemon. But, you know, that's split between multiple games. So I'm sure you'll get there between Hollow Knight and Silksong.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. A game I think I would put 1,000 hours to, just to say, is Undertale. I just don't have a copy of the game, but I seriously, at some point in my life, I just want to replay through that game multiple times.
I know it has multiple endings, but between all of the multiple endings, like, is the game long enough you think you could hit that point to do, like, after beating all of the endings?
I would love to just replay it because I don't know what it is, but something really draws me in. And I think it has good replayability because it's supposed to have good replayability.
Well, you may or may not know this, but there's like 127 different versions of the world that'll put you in when you start up the game.
Ah, okay.
So you start with a random seed, and depending on that seed, you can get certain items and certain enemies that are exclusive to the version of the game that you're playing at the moment, which in and of itself is not, like, great for replayability. It just adds, like, a fun little, like, when you do go back to play it, the world won't be exactly the same. However, there are so many different endings to the game, like, depending on the seed that you get combined with the outcome that you get. Mm-hmm. It's a game that I have found myself going back and playing through about once every year or two since it came out.
Yeah, all I knew is that it had multiple endings, but that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only thing I knew is that you can do 3 runs, which is normal run, where it's mainly on, like, who you kill, I think.
Yeah, and then the genocide and a pacifism.
Yeah, genocide and pacifism, and you want to do genocide last, because after that your file gets corrupted or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
So there's 100, what did you say, 123, 127?
The number 27 in particular is sticking out in my brain, so it may only be 27.
So there's 127, maybe, and then there's 3 endings for those 127 seeds.
To clarify, the number may also just be 27.
No, I know for a fact. I know whenever you first start up the game, it runs like a number generator or whatever, because I watched a Game 3 video on it, whatever. I know there's at least over 100 possible things you could do, because in some of those, there's like the ones where you get the secret little doors or rooms that you can learn more about the world in. But yeah, it's very, very cool. Something I plan to go back to eventually, because I beat it over here at Jerry's house.
Nice.
When he lived here. Anywho.
was a while ago, homie.
I know.
So,
It's crazy.
what's everyone been playing, reading, watching? What's caught your attention lately?
Hogwarts Legacy, Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings, and My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan.
Nice. What's really, out of those four, which one's really captivated you the most?
I'd say it's a tie between Hogwarts Legacy and Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings.
Yeah.
I'm rereading Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings, and I'm loving it because he has a lot of stuff that he's hidden in there that on rereads you find, and it's like a whole new experience reading through it again.
Yeah,
But Hogwarts Legacy is just very magical as well, so it's a lot of fun.
for sure. Kylie, what about you?
I was trying to figure out because there's a game that we got on the PS5 recently from PlayStation Plus, I think.
Is it the medium?
The Medium. There we go. I have not tried it out yet, but we downloaded it because I watched the trailer for it, and that looks really, really good.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Because it's just fantastic.
It looked the level of spooky that I can handle, maybe.
Yeah, there's like one or two jump scares, maybe, and then the rest is just kind of like an eerie atmosphere.
See, that's good. That's good. I don't know. Like true horror games, I just can't.
Yeah.
I'll sit in the same spot forever being like, I know if I move forward, I'm going to die. I know it. I'll have a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, have you been watching or playing anything like this last week that's really stuck out?
Not in particular. We restarted Demon Slayer because we dropped off a while back and
Just trying to catch back up.
we would like to watch the newer things, and I
Yeah.
really like the older things. We both do, so we're like, here we go again. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the... What's the arc, JoJo? With the sound, Hashira, he fights the guy.
Man, it's been forever since I've watched
that
that
the
show.
It's like Village something, Sword Village.
Who, the Swordsmith? No, you can't.
maybe?
That's not
Or
even
the
out
one
yet.
Before that,
Which samurai are you with, or however
it's
I
the
forgot.
sound Hashira.
Like, does he have the sword nunchucks?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's the latest season that's been dropped, and also the movie came out pretty recently.
right. Which
I think.
was just mostly a recap. My whole point to this is I've watched like the first couple episodes and I just kind of struggled to get back into it. Like I'll watch a couple episodes and then I stop and nothing really like major's happened yet. I'm sure once it does, I'll really get into it.
Just force yourself through that, because the later half is sick. The first half is really rough, but later half it goes hard.
It's something district. Oh, I almost had
Entertainment District.
it. Entertainment
Yes.
district. Yes, that's it.
The latter half, oh my gosh, it's insane. So good. Anywho.
Jerry, what about you?
My attention has been very divided in terms of media lately, just because I've, finally got all my consoles hooked up and everything. So I'm playing back and forth between any one of like 10 games.
Which one's been your favorite so far?
Has been my favorite?
Yeah.
That's not a fair question to ask. When
Which one are
someone's
you
playing
enjoying
10
the
games.
most?
Which one is objectively better by facts than all the others?
Some of these games were made in 97. Some of them were made in 2023. There's not a rubric that can be like, oh,
Right,
I
yes.
can fairly compare them.
But you know what rubric you can measure? Your personal enjoyment.
I'm just having a blast playing them all.
Well, good. You wanna? Can you list a couple, maybe?
That's probably something I can do.
Yeah.
I've been playing Gradius on the original Nintendo, Prince of Persia on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario 64, and Donkey Kong 64.
Nice.
Majora's Mask on the 64, of course. I've been playing Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube, Zelda Skyward Sword on the Wii, Wind Waker, the remake on the Wii U, Hogwarts Legacy, of course. I started another Doom Eternal playthrough, and Smash Bros, as always.
Of course.
Oh, and Hollow Knight. I restarted Hollow Knight last night.
So many games.
Nice. I actually started playing through Hollow Knight again, and I really struggle with 2D games. And so like it wasn't even. I got frustrated and deleted the game. It wasn't the combat. It was just like there was like a parkour section where you have to jump, slide down a little bit, fall, and then jump and grab the wall again.
Yep.
It just kept killing me, and I was like, no, I'm done with this, and I deleted the game.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
But what I have been watching, and I'm not sure if I'll keep watching it or not, was South Park, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really blown up on TikTok. So I was like, so TikTok, it goes through this like rotation of TV series where it's like constantly showing clips. Previously it was Family Guy, and then it switched to South Park where it really blew up. And with Family Guy, I mean, it's so like disjointed, and it's very rare that there's like a full story. Like the 30-second clip is really all you need. But with South Park, it's a little more narrative focused, you know? And so I'd be watching these clips and I'd be like, now I gotta find out what happens next. So I've watched the latest 2 seasons, and I think that COVID special and a little bit of the season before that. And I don't know. There are moments where I'm like, this is really good. And there are other moments where I'm like, I really just do not like this show, and I never want to watch this show again. So I stopped watching, and then a couple days later, I'm like, well, maybe I should give it another shot. And I'll watch a couple more episodes, and then I'll say, this is awful. And it's really weird how it's, like, kept me watching, because, like, I don't want to watch it. But then, like I said, every couple days, I'm like, maybe a couple more episodes couldn't hurt.
It's like a train wreck. You can't look away.
Yeah, it's so bad. And there's certain things that they do and show on that show that I'm like, I am not morally okay with this.
Did you see the episode where Cartman stuck a burger up his butt and then crapped out his mouth?
Nope, but I'm glad I did. I really think that cemented it. That's the information I needed to like really kick the show for good.
It's gross. I just have been seeing a lot of YouTube shorts on it lately. I guess they're following the TikTok trends as well, but
yeah, YouTube shorts is usually like a week behind TikTok maybe, but yeah.
No, I could never get into that show.
I was about to say that really might help you kick it, because that's a landmine. You know you'll come across it if you keep watching.
I'll get there eventually.
You will have to watch that.
And I don't wanna. I'm trying to think what else. And a lot of Fortnite. Sorry, Jojo. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Hey, you do what you want.
Yeah, you do you, man. It's whatever makes you happy.
Well, I think that's all for this week, unless anyone has anything else.
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man is good.
I've been forcing Jeremiah and Kylie to watch Chainsaw Man with me.
Listen, just advisory for anybody who's listening to this podcast. Chainsaw Man has a lot of
Sex.
anime things, including sexual things.
Wait,
Just know that going in.
How does-
Just know it.
how does it compare to like, you know, typically anime has a little bit of sexual innuendos or
The main character.
Gropes several females.
okay.
Not
Consensual.
without their
Not without their
Permission.
consent, but
to be fair, he does have their permission before doing it.
to be fair, I don't want to see that.
But can I do spoilers? Small spoilers.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's like his main goal is
Right,
to
yeah.
be intimate with women. Like he wants to do that before he dies.
Yeah, there are a lot of memes. They'll like put panels up where he's saying something like, I want to touch boobies, and then it'll be guys being like, he's just like me.
He's so relatable.
He's me for real.
And listen, like the show is enjoyable, but just like with a lot of anime, you gotta know going in, there is a certain degree of
Perversion.
anime shenanigans that is going to go on.
Which I won't get into it today, but like I have a whole like rant that I'll definitely get on this podcast at some point about how both Western and Eastern like film and media have, you know, they sexualize people, but they sexualize it differently. And so in like American media, we look at Eastern media and say, wow, how could you sexualize someone like that? But then I'm sure they're looking at us the same way, saying like, we would never show that on television. Like, how can you sexualize someone like that? It's just different. But like I said, that's like a whole episode on its own before I get into this huge rant.
I do want to say Jeremiah said he enjoyed that show.
It is. It's a good show. It's funny. The animation is clean. The characters are awesome and believable, and like you care about them. It's just too much sex. Too much sexy stuff.
It is frustrating. I'll agree with that. It is very annoying.
I've only watched 2 episodes, so I've seen like the hints of it, but nothing too crazy.
It is
You got a lot to go through, my friend.
just a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's a good show, but definitely sexually, it is a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'll just say, having watched through all of the show, it ends on a high note without really having too much anime shenanigans. At the point where me, Jeremiah, and Kylee are right now is very, very rough
It's
anime
like the
shenanigans.
It's like the peak of it.
It does get better, though.
We're
It does
getting
get better.
more seasons, though, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it gets worse eventually, but it's just like a roller coaster ride, you know?
Yeah, I've seen some really like interesting panels from the manga that I'm like, that's gonna look good when it gets animated. But I think that's all for today. Thank you guys for listening. Sorry, it was kind of just a lot of us just yelling at each other about video games.
Fortnite sucks! Yeah, don't play Fortnite.
Play Fortnite. Goodbye, everybody.
I hate No!
Do play what you want to play.
Except for Fortnite.
Especially Fortnite.
Play Fortnite if you want to, I guess.
No, you don't.
Bye-bye now.